Welcome to the Daily Market Recap. Today is Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. Talk about a wild ride on Wall Street. Markets went on a massive emotional roller coaster today after President Trump declared that the temporary truce with Iran is officially over. That headline sent a wave of fear across the trading floor, causing the SPY to plunge by 1% early on. Thankfully, a late afternoon walk back from Trump clarifying this doesn't mean full-scale war helped stocks claw back. The SPY finished down a modest 4.28% at 7,482.71, marking its second red day. The Dow took the biggest hit, dropping 1.1% to 52,348.39, while the tech-heavy QQQ pulled off a spectacular reverse, finishing up 0.2% at 25,870.65. Sector performance was completely split down the middle today. With geopolitical tensions flaring, the energy sector completely stole the show as Brent crude oil skyrocketed over 5% to crest the $80 per barrel mark. On the flip side, interest rate worries and economic uncertainty hammered growth in small-cap stocks. The small-cap heavy IWM dropped 0.9% to close at 2,956.39, while industrials and consumer cyclicals faced heavy distribution as traders rotated into defensive assets. With all this volatility, market sentiment took a clear hit. Our trusty Fear and Greed Index dipped down to 42, sliding us firmly into fear territory. Investors are clearly tightening their stops and building up cash reserves as macro uncertainty ramps up. The biggest driver today was Trump's sudden announcement at the NATO summit in Ankara that the U.S.-Iran ceasefire is over. This immediately put global energy supplies at risk, spiking Brent crude oil by 5%. While late-day clarification softened the blow for tech stocks, gas prices averaging an elevated $3.79 per gallon mean energy inflation remains a giant concern for the broader market. Adding fuel to the fire, the Federal Reserve dropped a hawkish bombshell in their latest meeting minutes. With inflation sitting at a three-year high of 4.2%, officials noted that tariffs, AI infrastructure spending, and Middle East conflict are keeping prices too hot. Multiple members indicated interest rates might need to rise before the end of the year, crushing any near-term rate cut hopes. Rounding out the macro pain, the International Monetary Fund officially downgraded its global economic growth outlook to 3.0%, down from 3.1%. The IMF explicitly blamed escalating Middle East conflicts and heavily pressurized corporate spending on artificial intelligence that has yet to yield immediate productivity gains, giving institutions another major reason to de-risk. Let's step away from the macro data and dive straight into individual stocks. It's time for our daily heat check, separating the heroes from the zeros. Leading the green team, speculative volume poured heavily into paying Bitcoin. Miner TeraWulf, ticker WELF, surged on strong operational upgrades and alternative AI hosting revenues. Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, ticker BABA, rallied on fresh Beijing stimulus rumors and robust cloud numbers, while Akamai Technologies, ticker AKAM, jumped following an institutional upgrade highlighting its dominant edge security network. On the dark side of the tape, PLBL got absolutely obliterated following a brutal earnings miss and downgraded full-year guidance. Alignment Healthcare, ticker ALHC, tanked hard due to regulatory friction and rising medical utilization costs. Media Alpha, ticker MASS, faced heavy institutional selling, while biotech giant Moderna, ticker mRNA, bled value as global vaccine demand continuously softens. Let's look at the charts, starting with the SPY, closing at 7,482.71. Immediate horizontal support sits firmly at the 7,420 level, today's intraday panic low. If that fails, expect a quick flush to 7,350. On the upside, bulls face initial resistance at 7,500, but need a daily close over 7,550 to reclaim short-term momentum. The QQQ showed impressive relative strength, closing green at 25,875 support is well defined at today's low near 25,500. Losing that opens the door to 25,200. Overhead resistance looms at 26,000, and a volume-backed breakout past 26,550 triggers the next leg up. Small caps look highly bruised, with IWM ending at 2,956.39. Immediate support is sitting right at 2,920. If we drop below 2,900, expect deep liquidation down to 2,850. Any relief bounce faces a heavy wall of resistance at the critical 3,000 psychological level. In crypto, Bitcoin is hovering near $62,000, paring back some of its recent 11% rebound off the $57,700 bear market low. CryptoQuant's report noted that while our aggregate bull score index remains low at 20, July historically brings strong upward seasonality. Watch $60,000 as crucial support, with resistance at $64,000. Ethereum followed BTC's lead, putting on a standard consolidation display amid macro noise. Major support is securely locked at $3,300. To turn fully bullish, Ethereum needs to clear a significant wall of overhead supply at $3,550 to open up a run toward $3,800. The broader altcoin market experienced choppy, highly defensive action today as liquidity felt the macro squeeze. Capital rotated cleanly back into large-cap layer ones. If Bitcoin can comfortably build a base above $62,000, expect altcoin momentum to flash green again soon. Heading into tomorrow, market sentiment is decidedly cautious. Geopolitical headline risk combined with a hawkish-leaning Federal Reserve means volatility is here to stay. Prioritize capital preservation, avoid chasing random green candles, and keep your position sizes tight. Keep your eyes glued to the screen tomorrow for critical U.S. retail sales and consumer sentiment numbers. We will also be watching the NATO summit closely. Any fresh headlines out of Ankara will instantly move the needle on global futures markets. If you want to stay ahead of Wall Street every single day, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a recap.